Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2024 Kia Sorento SX Prestige X Pro.
And a big thanks to David at Century Kia in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for David.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Sorento started off as Kia's compact crossover SUV back in 2003. Moving up to the mid-size segment in 2009 for the second generation, and sticking to it through the fourth generation that you see here, which has been facelifted for 2024 for all non-hybrid trims. Featuring new front grille, tweaked headlights and taillights, new wheel designs and visual updates in the interior, which includes the infotainment system. And finally, we get new and more rugged X-Line and X Pro trims. The X Pro is what you see here, paired with the SX Prestige package, sitting on top of the non-hybrid Sorento models, which start with a $32,000 base S and range all the way up to the $47,000 X Pro SX Prestige that you see here with a $47,000 base price. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So as we mentioned, the front end is updated. We get a new grille with a forward-facing camera in it, which helps out with 360, and the parking sensors up front too. Black headlight housing, 4-piece LED for the high and low beam. We still get the orange LED daytime runner and a really clean overall look with the updated Kia badge and a beautiful gray metallic paint color. Hopefully you can pick it up in this Florida sun. We'll take a step back. Hopefully you guys can pick up the side profile of this beautiful, more rugged X Pro top-of-the-line SX Prestige. We get full front parking sensing, as we mentioned, which stretches out to the side, also helping us out with 360, same with a little blind spot camera on the mirror, which also functions as an actual blind spot camera when you use the turn signals. Anyway, the wheel and tire setup, we get these all-new 17-inch rims. The X-Line gets 20s, but also gets way skinnier tires, which both compromise the ride quality and the really rugged look of this SUV. Anyway, speaking of tires, these are BF Goodrich Trail Terrain TA all-terrain tires. Dimensions are 235/65 R17s. The Kia center cap covers the 5-lug pattern, and I parked in a way where you can actually see the Kia logo on the center cap for both of the wheels. Also pretty interesting. Anyway, we get plastic cladding outside the wheel well area, a little bit of plastic cladding for the rocker panel side skirt too, some gloss black trim with some matte black underneath it, blacked out mirror caps, LED turn signal on it. We mentioned the blind spot camera on it as well. Blind spot monitoring on the glass, all black trim for the window trim, blacked out pillars, blacked out roof rails too, the massive panoramic moonroof, smart access for the driver and a front passenger. Hopefully you guys can pick up the window sticker. You guys can pause, take a look at all the standard features that we have here in this 2024 Sorento X Pro SX Prestige 2.5-liter turbo all-wheel drive. With the wolf gray metallic paint color, you guys can pause, take a look at all the standard features that you would get on the X-Line SX Prestige, which is still really loaded, but with the X Pro you get even more features, and hopefully you guys can pause, take a look at all of these. Absolutely loaded. $495 for the wolf gray paint, $295 for the sage leather package, $225 for the carpeted floor mats, $1375 for the destination, totals us out a tick under $50,000. Hopefully you guys can pick that up on camera. Fuel economy, 23 combined, 20 in the city, 27 on the highway, which is really good for an all-wheel drive powerful SUV, which cranks out, as you see, 281 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. Same torque numbers as the Santa Fe we just reviewed in this channel, but up 4 horsepower. I like the black trim that we get for all the pillars too, push to open gas cap. No easy fill, you could throw 87 octane fuel here, but as with most turbocharged engines, I'd still recommend sticking to premium. The plastic cladding continues, same rear wheel and tire setup, the only difference is a smaller brake caliper. Pretty aggressive rear spoiler too, with an additional camera, functions as a digital rear view mirror. We get the revised taillights with an LED runner, brake light, and reverse light. The reverse light is underneath. It's not actually flickering or offset, it's just the way the camera picks up the LEDs. It's permanently turned on when the vehicle's turned on. Rear parking sensing too, updated Kia badge. The wiper is hidden underneath the spoiler. It's a pretty cool design that I think started with Kia and Hyundai. The exhaust tip is a single outlet. The turbo models for the Sorento used to have dual outlets from a single exhaust, but at the end of the day, what's the difference? And speaking of the exhaust, let's fire up this 2.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder, and here she sounds. All right guys, that was the sound of the 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder sold by Kia for the 2024 Sorento, and it sounds pretty good, making a really healthy amount of power at 281 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. made it to an 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission and all-wheel drive. You can expect 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds, if not quicker if you get a really good launch. I believe Car and Driver tested it at exactly 6. But what you see is basically what we get. We don't get hydraulic struts, unfortunately. For a top trim, they would be nice, but at the end of the day, not really a big deal, just use the prop rod. But shutting this hood right down, we can take a step back, walk around this 2024 Sorento X-Pro SX Prestige one more time, take a step inside and see what we get for a top-of-the-line 2024 Sorento. So up top, we got soft touch material with stitching in the center, genuine leather and gushy soft armrest. 4-window auto-one touch, aluminum door handle, 2-person memory seats, 4-way adjustable mirrors, power folding mirrors, and stitching for where your knee will often hit. We get the Bose premium audio system and a ton of storage in the door pocket. We get a Sorento nameplate as we step inside, leather seats, heated and ventilated. They say X Pro on the seat. 4-way adjustable lumbar. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats with power adjustable thigh support. All really impressive features for a sub $50,000 SUV. You can take a seat inside, foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. But first thing we notice, for a sub $50,000 SUV, this is an unbelievable level of luxury. From first glance, you get all this contrasted leather stitch trim. We even get an Alcantara headliner, but we'll get to that in 1 second. Starting with the steering wheel, we get two-tone contrasted leather with contrast stitching. The horn area is rubberized and a well-grained material. The horn itself, loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We'll do a window check. We do get dual panes, also an appreciated feature for a top SX Prestige trim. Aluminum paddle shifters, volume and skip on the left side, voice commands, AM, FM, Sirius. You can hang up and answer your phone calls and favorites. On the right side, we have our infotainment adjustments, the adjustments for the radar cruise control and our lane keep assist. As far as infotainment adjustments, right now we're looking at current trip. We have a compass and our advanced safety features screen as well. Cool. We have our digital speedo on the left side, tack on the right, our advanced safety features up top, traffic sign recognition, fuel level in the lower left corner, temperature right next to it, gear we're currently in, and the coolant temperature on the right. Total mileage on the vehicle all the way on the right, and the total fuel level all the way on the left. The stocks have a very satisfying click, and as you see with the top SX Prestige, we get the blind spot cameras. Really useful features in certain situations at least. Auto headlamps, auto high beams, and fog lights. On the right side, we get auto rain sensing wipers too. Like, this is a fully loaded SUV for sub 50K. It's almost ridiculous. We don't get a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, but it still tilts and telescopes. You can turn off the traction control, open up the trunk, and the interior brightness. The air vents also have a very premium theme too, with some aluminum outlining it, stitching for the dashboard, some wood trim underneath it. The screens are also top-notch premium. Seriously remind me of something that you would get from BMW. Same with this power plant too. Don't sleep on this power plant at all. It is fast. The map, let's check it out. Response is great. Hyundai's had one of the better screens for the last few years, and this definitely doesn't disappoint. I said Hyundai, I apologize. Kia, parent company. Anyway, as you see, the response is excellent. The resolution is fantastic. We check out the home screen, see everything else that we have potentially available. My personal favorite to leave it at all times would be the home screen. You can also see the weather and phone projection too, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. More air vents, hazards in the center. You have two separate ways to control whatever you got going on down here. Not quite sure exactly how to put it. But right now we're looking at our vent controls. You can adjust the temperature, you can adjust the location of where the air is blowing, and the overall vents themselves with auto climate control. If you don't want to see this, you can also press this button up top. Now we have our adjustments for the media with home, map, search, seek, track, media, and setup as our shortcuts for the infotainment system. You can also still adjust the auto climate on the left side. Volume and power dial replace the temperature controls as well with tune on the right. You can press it one more time right here, and now it returns all to the temperature controls. We get a wireless charging pad, 2 USB-C ports, and a ton of storage in there. Heated and ventilated seats up front. The gear selector controls the 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission. We can check out the backup camera. Super crisp, high resolution guidance lines and trajectory with an over-the-top 360 and full parking sensing you can see through the gauge display. If you press one more time, you can check out the different views: over the top view, blind spot view, so you don't have to worry about scuffing up your wheels, and a full rear view with no 360 camera. You can press this button down here and have a full over-the-top 360. You can move it around with a touch, see everything around your 2024 Sorento. Awesome. Throwing right back into park. And we return right back to the home screen. We get some leather stitching outside the gear selector, manual shifts on the gear selector. In the improper directions, you can push up to upshift and pull back to downshift, but since we have paddle shifters, really not a big deal. The buttons are back here. We have a 4-wheel drive differential lock, drive mode selector. We have Eco, Sport, Smart, Normal, and Snow mode. We'll start the review off in Normal, maybe try out Eco and Sport and just see what the differences are. Heated steering wheel, electronic parking brake with brake hold, hill descent control. We can turn off the auto start stop, parking sensors, and you can access your parking camera at all times for one reason or another. We can also check out our forward-facing camera, pretty high resolution as well. You can see it over the top with the lines, blind spots, so you don't have to worry about scuffing up your wheels, and a wide view forward-facing camera only, getting rid of the 360. Pressing it one more time, and it returns us right back to the home screen. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles in these cup holders, wallet, or a phone. Good spot for one. Gushy soft leather armrest too for the center console. Ton of space, competitive to what you get from the Telluride. Fit about 8, maybe 9 1-liter bottles of soda in there, maybe even squeeze some 2-liter, maybe 2. Very spacious for a mid-size crossover SUV. Shutting it right up, we also have some additional storage in front of it. The glove box, hard plastic, but it's damped. Not lined felt and not the largest. I'll still expect you to fit about 20, maybe 25 license plates in there. You'll easily fit a pair of shoes, but you won't fit more than 2 shoes total. We get a frameless auto-dimming rear view mirror with 3 garage home link settings on it, and it is a digital rear view mirror with the adjustments all on the right side. For the test drive, I'll leave it in its digital function so you guys can see what's going on behind me. We mentioned the suede Alcantara headliner, panoramic moonroof. The shade opens up super quickly. The glass will follow, and the glass is huge. We'll see how far it goes out. Very bright day today in Tampa. We'll see if it goes out any further. It does not, but well into the second row, we can poke our way out of here. Beautiful day in Tampa, Florida, sunny and 63 degrees according to this 2024 Sorento. We'll shut the glass right up. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin, but that's about it, at least for the front seat of this 2024 Kia Sorento X-Pro SX Prestige. This is such a beautiful luxury, high quality premium SUV. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So up top, out back, we get soft touch material. That's nice for an X-Pro top of the line trim. With vehicles like the Honda Pilot, Honda Passport, we do not get soft touch in the top part of the rear door panel. We get stitching down below with quilts, gushy soft leather armrest, auto one touch, heated rear seats, aluminum door handle cup holder with a little bit of additional storage beneath with a Bose speaker. Another Sorento aluminum nameplate as we step inside. The rear seats are captain's chairs. They're decently bolstered in a very high quality leather feel, some quilts in the center. They're not ventilated in the back seat, but having heated seats in a sub $50,000 SUV, still very impressive. Legroom also looks very impressive. We'll take a seat in here. Nice, so at 6 feet tall, a little bit over 6 feet tall, I still have about 5-6 inches of knee room. Headroom with the moonroof, I still have about 1.5 to 2 inches, so definitely can't complain. Air vents back here, we don't get a full third zone climate, but really not a big deal. AC outlet and 12 volt. We get mat pockets behind both of the front seats and USB-C ports on the sides of both of the front seats. Armrests too, they're decently wide. You'll fit a full-size arm here with no problem. Cool. The interior lights back here are LED. We get a hook for both of the grab handles back here. The suede Alcantara continues, and hopefully you can pick up the massive amount of light brought into the cabin thanks to this enormous moonroof. I didn't mention we also have LED interior lights up front. Hopefully you can pick those up on camera. That's about it for the second row. Let's hop out into the third row. You press this button up top and the seat shoots forward. We have some plastic step-on plates. So we have to scuff up this carpet, and taking a hop out into the third row, we just got out of the 2024 Santa Fe on this channel, and this is comparable when it comes to overall knee room. This hasn't been updated like the Santa Fe. This is just a facelift. The Santa Fe is a whole new body style, but even still, I still have about 4 or 5 inches of knee room, and the second row passenger will still also have about 3 or 4 inches of knee room. You can slide the second row seat back quite a bit and that'd still be comfortable. Unlike the Santa Fe that we just reviewed in this channel, it was just an SEL and an SE, but the SEL had a separate climate control for the third row. We do not get that here. We get USB-C ports though, a little bit of storage and a cup holder behind the storage compartments. Cool. I get about ½ inch to an inch of overall headroom back here, but for the most part, I'm very comfortable. Press this button on top again, the seat shoots forward, and there's an additional air vent for us for the third row, just nothing that blows directly into your face. For a Sorento, I really was not expecting this much usable third row seat space. Again, I'm over 6 feet tall and still fit in a third row of a mid-size SUV that isn't even originally standard with a third row, which makes things even more impressive. But taking a step out towards the cargo space, we'll press this button right down here, and we get a power opening liftgate with also a kick function, but for the life of me, I've never been able to figure that out. Behind the third row, hopefully you guys can pick up just like a subtle visual, very comparable to the Santa Fe we just reviewed in this channel. Behind the third row, we can see some secret storage. You'll fit some grocery bags, maybe a backpack you'll squeeze underneath here. To drop the third row seat down, pull the slash and push forward. And as you see, very solid amount of cargo space. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much with a third row up, with a third row down, and with the second row down. The second row is folded down electronically too, with the buttons right in front of the additional 12 volt, which could be useful if you have an electric cooler. Anyway, we can shut this trunk down. This button on the left shuts the trunk, this button on the right shuts the trunk and locks the SUV. We don't need a lock, so we'll press the button on the left, and it gives you about 1 to 2 seconds to get out of the way so you don't have to worry about getting doofed in the head by your liftgate. That's about it though, guys, with this top of the line, sub $50,000 2024 Kia Sorento X Pro SX Prestige. I don't think there's an option on this SUV that isn't available, and for the price point, you'll be surprised at just how well a vehicle this loaded can actually perform. And speaking of performance, let's take this 2024 Kia Sorento SX Prestige X Pro out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new facelifted 2024 Kia Sorento SX Prestige X Pro. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. Quite the mouthful when it comes to the name, but as you'll see right over here, the performance is really good. With a dual clutch, I don't know if you noticed it right now, but we let off the gas and we rolled back slightly, and there was barely even the slightest amount of grade. So you do notice the dual clutch, but compared to a dry dual clutch, this is much, much smoother, and Kia and Hyundai have updated the wet dual clutch for that exact same purpose. The throttle response is really good in normal mode, lean into it about a third of the way. Powerful. Whew. A lot of power. Brakes feel good. The transmission shifts super quickly. It's a big reason on why you'd want to go with the dual clutch in the first place. Over the bump, don't even feel it. That's also a reason why I would 100% recommend going with the X Pro over the X Line. I like the way the 20-inch wheels look on the X Line, but I also really like the way that these 17-inch wheels look on the X Pro, especially with these tires. But with these tires, it soaks up the bumps a lot better than those skinny 45 and 50 series sidewall tires that you'd get with the 20-inch rims. The steering feels very good in normal mode. I'm sure it'll only tighten up in sport. Speaking of sport, let's throw it into sport. Boom, there we go, sport. All right, guys, taking a step out here in sport on the gas, boost, woo! Yeah, this thing can fly. Steering definitely tightens up noticeably in sport. We got an officer over there, so we don't have to be too reckless, but we'll test out the turning radius. Paddles respond very quickly too. Body roll is limited, turning radius is sharp, as you guys can see. Very tight turning radius. We'll take a step out here on the gas. Wow, that is a lot of power. We could try one out off the line on the gas. Boost, that's quick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to push it a whole lot farther than that. This is a fast SUV. Competitive with a lot of the 6-cylinder, even 6-cylinder turbocharged segment. I remember getting out of the Mazda CX-90, which is a turbocharged inline 6-cylinder with a hybrid setup, and this feels just as quick as something like that, which says a lot. Kia Hyundai, this is one of the most powerful turbo 4-cylinders available for any mainstream non-performance car. Steering feels good in sport. We'll try out the paddles one more time. Woo-hoo-hoo. Sharp downshifts. Take a step out here. We'll leave it in first gear. First gear on the gas. Those are really snappy shifts. The paddles respond quickly too. Try out a third gear pull on the gas. Oh my God. Jeez, this thing can rip. You look down and you are flying. Downshifts, they're snappy. I know that the DCT is probably not as long-term reliable as most conventional automatics, but boy, are they fun, quick, and just a blast to shift around while they're in good condition and brand new. We can take it out of sport mode. We'll try out eco mode, see how it is in eco. Steering immediately gets way lighter. Throttle gets a lot less sensitive, about half throttle. Still strong. Whew. Wow, you look down and you're just flying. The ride quality here makes it feel like you're not going nearly as fast as you really are. And this powerful power plant definitely gets you to fast speeds really quickly. We can try out this lane keep assist too. Take our hands off the wheel and it takes us through the turn, completely through the turn while keeping us centered in the lane. Kia and Hyundai do some of the best jobs when it comes to lane keep assist systems. But overall, one more time, we'll throw it in. Body rolls limited. Coming out. Oh, a little bit of a delay, but wow. Handling is good, power is good, luxury is good. There's absolutely nothing that this SUV doesn't do well, all while keeping the base price under 50,000 bucks. Even after destination and some options, we're under 50,000 bucks. This is a great riding, very powerful, and really luxurious SUV. And if that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 100% recommend checking one out. And I would really encourage you to look for the X Pro over the X line. And a big thanks to Carlos and the rest of the management and staff here at Century Kia in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Carlos. And huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.